What's up, squad? Logan here, coming at you with a Star Wars instant reaction. Gonna try to keep it spoiler free for you. Skeleton Crew, a new TV show with Jude Law. You might recognize that name, and you might not recognize the rest. A bunch of young kids in this new breakout Star Wars TV series that just debuted on Disney Plus on December 2nd, 2024. Two episodes are out. Episode 1 is titled This Could Be a Real Adventure. Episode 2 titled Way Out Past the Barrier. Again, not getting into spoilers, just an instant reaction on what this show even is. We've talked a little bit about what to know. We didn't get too deep into it, and after some more research, we found that there are some things that might be helpful, but overall, after seeing this, you do not need a thing. You don't need to know a thing. I've heard a lot of friends say, I don't want to pick up Skeleton Crew because I'm behind on Star Wars. Well, I didn't watch The Acolyte, I didn't watch Ahsoka. Don't worry about it. I just don't think that Disney, first of all, they can't be that isolating. They're trying to get, everybody in on Star Wars. So, this is a standalone title, Skeleton Crew. The only things that might be helpful, or if you're just a deep nerd that kind of likes the connection, like, we talk a lot about the connections on this podcast. I like it personally. The Mandalorian episodes, season 3, episode 1, season 3, episode 5. They introduce you to a pirate, and this show is Skeleton Crew is really about pirates in Star Wars. So it's going to be pirates plus kids and pretty much again a standalone story. Those Mandalorian titles I mentioned are just kind of like fun things, fun connections to make. You don't necessarily need them. Again, you don't need them. I think that you could just jump into this show and give it a shot. What is the show overall? Synopsis we've talked about on the show, but bringing it back and trying to summarize it now after seeing the premiere. Carrie and I watched this last night, and then we'll also share a spoiler-free review from Scotty Scoop. He wrote in, and we have a nice blurb, instant reaction to share. And Andy the Giggler said he's not watching this for a while. So he's one of those people that said, this is too much. I don't know what's going on in Star Wars, so I feel like I can't watch this. I'm not into it enough to watch it weekly. So what did I take? What's my take of what this show is? It's totally trying to capture what Star Wars meant to the kids that saw Star Wars the first time, and for a modern art audience in 2024. This world that they set you in is the most Earth-like world they've done so far, with kind of like, everything's going to feel familiar, like a bustling city, schools, parents getting up and going to work. And then on the other side of that is the tension they're going to create in this show is what is out in the galaxy. And I think one of the darker sides of the galaxy that hasn't been explored a lot, we always get Darth Vader and the Empire and all these evil entities, but what about just straight up pirates? And pirates are this kind of like universal bad guy thing, as old as time. And it hasn't really been dived into deeply, at least in the mainstream stuff. Maybe in Clone Wars and deeper Star Wars stuff, you might be telling me, oh no, this stuff's out there, and it probably is. But for the mainstream audience, pirates, kids, adventure, a world that's not really aware of all the craziness that we've seen in Star Wars over the years, like the galaxy at war and stuff. This place, Atten, where the kids reside, it's going to be the most, again, Earth-like feeling. So I think anybody could watch it. Definitely geared toward kids, young cast. Jude Law is kind of the adult appeal, and you don't even get him till the second episode. Just not a spoiler, but just kind of showing you what they're doing with this show. Carrie loved it. I loved it. I am here for the show. It'll be a weekly watch. I have that special Star Wars feeling. I feel like I'm on an adventure with, a Goonies type crew, a young kid like Stephen King type story I've said on the show before. And that's exactly what it is, and better. I think that they've done a really good job of creating mysteries, going on adventures, what's around the corner. I don't know what world I'm in, and we get to see another pocket of Star Wars, the universe, which is always fun, just kind of like peeling back the layers, but just from a different perspective. So Carrie and I are in. We'll be watching weekly. Watch for more reviews from us. And now from our resident co-host, Scotty Scoop, Skeleton Crew, the Star Wars title no one asked for, but we all deserve. Popular opinion, I would say the bulk of Star Wars fans likely aren't going to want anything to do with this show. Well, they are missing out. If you're a fan of Star Wars, I need you to search deep down and try to remember when you made a connection to the Force. It likely wasn't when you were an adult. You were probably a youngling at the time. Whether it was watching the original trilogy in the 80s or 90s, the prequels in the 2000s, or the sequels in the 2010s, I'm of the opinion that mainstream Star Wars is made mostly for kids. That doesn't mean only kids can enjoy it. It just means sometimes a large suspension of disbelief needs to be made, and most of the time, adults just don't have that capacity. Watching the first two episodes of Skeleton Crew, I got that same feeling of awe and wonder I remember feeling as a kid watching my first run through of the original trilogy in the 80s. That Goonies feel, that Flight of the Navigator feel, that Adventures of Babysitting feel. Short Circuit, Willow, Explorers, the list goes on. I feel like at least 2 episodes deep, that's what this show could be. I thoroughly enjoyed the first 2 episodes, the mystery, the practical effects and costumes. The kids seem well cast and capable of holding the show up for now. I won't spend any time summing up the first 2 episodes. I'll only say they laid out a good groundwork on building this part of the universe for now. They made the right choice in releasing the first 2 episodes at the same time. I'm not sure just dropping one would have been enough to hook most people. Excited to see Jude Law's character take shape in the episodes to come. Bottom line is give this show a chance and remember what it was like to be a kid. What it took to hook you as a kid, and if this is something that would do that, because Star Wars isn't always about pleasing the fans. It's about making new fans, bringing them in and letting them discover the universe from there, and making them fans for life. If you don't like it, try to remember not everything's made for you. Scotty Scoop, thank you very much, sir, for that well-written, articulate reaction on Skeleton Crew. I think like what I'm hearing overall is Star Wars is like this tricky franchise that Disney owns and tried to make for everybody. I'm with Scotty. You got to let this happen and enjoy that ride. And then I guess the itch that's not getting scratched are these diehard adult Star Wars fans that want the deep cut stuff with like not too much fan service and big names, but more adult themes and trying to push the needle on that. So I think that's kind of the thing that Disney and Star Wars and Lucasfilm need to figure out is, how do you toe that line? Is this show going to do it? It without getting into spoilers, it does have a juxtaposition of violence versus the innocence of these kids. Like, and how far can you go with that? Can you have a dark theme that isn't too much for kids, still fun for adults? Or are you just going to have to make adult content and for kid content? This is going to be how the Star Wars stuff plays out. And we're only 2 episodes in, so we're sparking that Star Wars discussion. Let us know what you think. Tell us at mostlysuperheroes.com. Go to the website and search Skeleton Crew. You'll find our landing page for this where you can comment or you can get in touch. We want to hear your review and what you think of these episodes so far. Will you be watching weekly with us? Keep an eye on Mostly Superheroes out on your social media channels, our newsletter, and mostlysuperheroes.com. And we'll keep you posted on this Star Wars show, Skeleton Crew. See where it goes from here. Watch for more episodes leading up through Christmas. We have the best of 2024. Looking for your favorite title. Tell us on social media or at the website, and we will get featured in the best of 2024 episode. And December 16th, we have our Screen and Social, seeing Kraven the Hunter, Sony's latest Spider-Man without a Spider-Man in it film at Alamo Drafthouse. Monday, December 16th at 6:30. Tickets are on sale right now. Very limited seating. We'll be in the lobby before and after the movie. Come get featured on the show. Win a prize. We got prizes from Alamo Drafthouse. We also have from City Winery St. Louis in the same location at the City Foundry here in the city. 2 free tickets to a show of your choice at the City Winery. This is what's up for grabs just so far at the Screen and Social, December 16th. Mark your calendars. Get your tickets from Alamo. It's linked up, though, on our event page at mostlysuperheroes.com/events. And go to Facebook, and we have an event linked up there also. Get your tickets, and we'll see you at the Alamo December 16th. Mostly Superheroes is proud to be funded in part by our sponsors. Mostly Superheroes is funded in part by paying patrons who receive early, ad-free, and exclusive episodes. Subscribe at mostlysuperheroes.com/support. Thank you for supporting your favorite independent podcast. Mostly Superheroes is an independent podcast owned and operated by Carrogan Ventures in St. Louis, Missouri. Hosted by Logan Janis, Andy Hunn, and Scott Swearingen. Brand and creative by Carrie Clark Design. Music by Audionautics. Learn more at audionautics.com. Find more at mostlysuperheroes.com.